Good day, ma'am. Good day, classmates. I am Cheryl Lamberte, BTB TED FSM 1B. For now, I will discuss about my research on under the ecological globalization, which is the issue is about the man-made and natural disaster in our country, in Philippines, and in other countries. So now, let's start the introduction. Ecology forms the heart and backbone of environmental science, which emerged only in early 1970s as an anthropocentric discipline. More than a century before the word environment and concern it grows prominence, biologists had christened the science of dealing the organisms in environment interaction as an ecology. Ecology defines in many different ways, but in substance, it remains the science to study the dynamic interrelationships between the organisms and their environment of both biotic and abiotic at different levels of biological organisms. For the past 40 years, ecology has been the great expanded to its scope and encompasses all the kinds of organisms, from microbes to humans.
Descriptions of issues of man-made and natural disasters. Man-made disasters have an element of human intent, negligence, or error involving a failure of a man-made system, as opposed to natural disasters resulting from natural hazards such as illegal logging, mining, deforestation, floods, war, and crime.
While natural disaster is a major adverse event resulting from natural process of the earth. For example, the tornado, hurricane, landslide, floods, earthquake, and volcanic eruptions. I have some examples that happened recently during this year. In other countries, between January 31 to February 1, 2022, a heavy rainfall impacted Ecuador that causes the multiple landslides, floods, and mud flows. A landslide in Quito, Ecuador, killed 23 people, 47 injured, 9 left missing, and collapsed at least 9 houses. While in Philippines, with the coming of tropical storm Agaton, happened on April 9, 2022. Deadly landslide occurred in the several barangays in Baybay City, in Barangay Catagnos, Barangay Bunga, and Barangay Mailhi. There are 175 people died and 110 still missing. Baybay City has been put under the state of calamity. Point of view of the issues. As the time goes by, the rapidly growing of human population and its highly diverse human activities impacted upon the natural environment, causing degradation both physical and biological components of environment, depletion of natural resources, loss of diversity, and pollution of land, air, water have led to the need of environment management, not only for preventing or minimizing the degradation, but also remedial measures to rehabilitate and restore the natural environment. Some factors that can affect the ecological destructions caused by natural disasters that people would suffer. First is geology, topography, soil, land use, and rainfall. The first is geology. For example, a landslide in Baybay City happened in the western slope of highlands of Leyte, with the unstable geology, exposure of heavy rainfalls, strong winds, earthquakes, and many more. Such land structure can easily crumple. The second is topography. The western slope of the Central Highlands is generally rugged and mountainous. The steepness of a mountain slope is a major determining factor whether the slope will fail or not. Third is soil. Young, absorbent or porous, and unstable volcanic soils, 65% porosity, are prone to landslide, and it's widespread in the upper mountain slopes, generally above 300 meters elevation. Number 4, land use. Vegetation cover, particularly trees, can prevent the soil erosion and shallow landslides, which generally occurs within the root zone. Number 5, rainfall. Excessive soil water content from heavy rainfall is generally considered the primary cause of slope failure. In conclusion, plants and trees can only do so much, since it partly prevents the shallow of landslides. Thus, it is crucial the residents living in the prone area be given the proper and time attention. Studies have revealed that the roots can increase the water permeability and the mechanical stability shallow pyroclastic soil cover. It means that the roots can help the soil absorb water and made it more stable. The deep landslides that occur below the root zone are beyond the control of the roots and the vegetation cover. In such a case, the failure of the land surface, controlled more by the steep slope and by weak geological and soil foundation. This explains why that the landslide may occur under any type of vegetation cover and land use. Now, regardless of the soil type, any soil can turn into liquid state when supersaturated with water resulting in mudslide. This means that the amount of water in soil in the mountain slope can hold is much lower than the values mentioned. Recommendation. As our generation of today, we must think about the consequences of our acts. We should not do such things that can cause environmental destruction. We must serve our Mother Earth by creating an organization to promote the rehabilitation and reforestation by planting trees and not throwing garbage anywhere. Also, floods and illegal cutting of plants in the mountain that can cause landslide. So, we will start a good thing and protect our environment in ourselves. We must have the discipline so that we will help our environment to have a good future because it starts within ourselves. We must protect and be a good model to everyone that we are aware and want to have a good environment in the future. So ecological globalization will be less if we will act of what we believe is right. So that's all. I hope you learned from my discussion for today. And again, I am Cheryl M. Lamberte, Benefited FSM 1B. Thank you and God bless.